According to Donald Trump, he says that if Iran possesses nuclear weapon, they can wake up one day and blow up the entire world. That is what Donald Trump said. And now, Donald Trump is still seeking for peace deal with Iran. So, take your time to watch this video from the beginning to the very end to know more about the peace deal. Watch this.
Let's bring in Senator McCormick, combat vet who serves on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee and chairs the subcommittee on Near East. Let's start here, Senator. Help us out. The White House sent you guys in the Senate a letter about epic fury, and the key line is, it says, the hostilities that began on February 28th, 2026 have terminated. But the president hasn't pulled any troops from the Persian Gulf. So is this war over or not?
Well, good morning, Peter, and it was great to see you having my friend, the senior senator, as he likes to remind me, from Pennsylvania, and his views and mine are pretty similar on the need to go after Iran and to make sure Iran doesn't have a path to a nuclear weapon. And this is the biggest sponsor of state terrorism, killed more Americans than any other country in the world. And the hostilities began on February 28th. And it's been, a remarkable military operation in terms of achieving the president's military objectives. There's still more work to do. And we're at a crossroads where Iran can choose a path to prosperity for the Persian people, a great civilization that's been run by radicals for almost 50 years, or we're going to have to use more military capability. But there's no doubt that based on the ceasefire that was agreed to on April 7th, that hostilities have stopped for the time being. And I think the president's notification to the Congress of that fact is completely appropriate. We'll have to see whether hostilities start again based on what the Iran leadership does.
And you were just talking about this. So after the president was presented new strike options for Iran by the CENTCOM commander this week, he told me about them. We've got a clip.
I mean, do we want to go and just blast the hell out of them and finish him forever, or do we want to try and make a deal? I mean, those are the options.
Do you want to go blast the hell out of him?
I prefer not.
Forever?
On a human basis, I prefer not, but that's the option.
And so that's the question of the week. Should President Trump blast the hell out of Iran to get them talking?
Well, listen, I'm not sure what the back and forth is, but I think the end game is clear. There has to be a wide open Strait of Hormuz. And there has to be a turnover of the enriched uranium and no path to a nuclear weapon. Those are the goals that the president's laid out and that we must achieve. And it really is in Iran's hands. And I think there should be no doubt that the military has the capability to further eliminate a lot of the dual-use infrastructure and to finalize the elimination of all the military capability Iran has. That would be unfortunate for the people of Iran, but that may be necessary to achieve the objective. So I think the president's in a position. The blockade, by the way, is putting additional pressure on every single day. 90% of the revenue for Iran comes from oil. That's now stalled to zero. You see inflation's up 80%. There's bread lines. The pressure on Iran is growing, and I just hope that the leadership will choose a path that will benefit the people of Iran. But listen, these are a bunch of radicals we shouldn't trust. So they're going to have to prove to us that they're ready for peace, and the president has all the options in the world.
And you just talked about this blockade. It is working right now, but it is also the reason that gas prices are going way up here in the United States. President Trump says that is going to be temporary pain for long-term gain. But when you're out and about in Pennsylvania and Washington, wherever, what percentage of constituents that come up to you say that their number one issue is gas prices?
Well, it's certainly an issue. In Pennsylvania, gas prices are up between 80 cents and $1 a gallon. And if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're feeling that. I also think consistently I'm getting the message that people understand why the president went into Iran and know that goal for our children and their children, that Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. But the gas prices are against a backdrop of a very strong economy. The job numbers in March were incredible, 180,000 jobs. Real wages are up 4% this year. Inflation, overall inflation, is about 2.5%, which is about half of what it was during the Biden administration. So people are feeling the gas prices, no doubt, and I don't want to make light of that. But that's against the backdrop of a strong economy where the Trump policies are working. In Pennsylvania, all sorts of new job creation for energy infrastructure and data centers. These are great paying jobs. I think people feel that too.
And my last one, Senator, before we let you get on with your Sunday, the president has been really upset about the lack of help from America's friends with Epic Fury, especially Germany. So the president's going to pull 5,000 American troops out of Germany. It's going to put the troop levels down to where they were before Russia invaded Ukraine. Is that a good idea?
I'm upset too. I'm upset too. Listen, what we were asking our European allies to do, Germany among others, was not to put troops on the ground in Iran, but to allow us to have flyover rights and to allow us to have refueling rights. And there's some countries in NATO that have been incredibly supportive, and there's others that have really been disappointing. And I think Germany's at the front of the list. I don't think those 5,000 troops are going to change our security posture in Europe. I think that's a fine and appropriate move by the president. But make no mistake, I don't think we're headed to a divorce. But I think what's becoming clear here is that we got real problems in our relationship with NATO. And when the dust settles on what's going on in the Middle East, I think we're going to have a real honest conversation about what we can expect from our allies in Europe, particularly given the enormous role that America's played from World War II on in providing a security backstop to all the countries of NATO. So it's disappointing, and I think the president has every right to be frustrated and disappointed by it.
And it's a big deal. We'll stay on top of it. Senator Dave McCormick, thank you so much for being here.
I hope you had everything in this video. And bear it in mind that Donald Trump really wants this peace deal. Donald Trump wants peace between the Iran and the US. But because Iran really wants nuclear weapon, that is why they are rejecting it. What is your own opinion? I hope you enjoyed this video. For more news, updates like this, subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and turn on the bell so that anytime I publish the next video, you will get notification. I really appreciate your time for watching my videos. God bless you.